Let's talk the Valkyrie store. So I've had a lot of questions and I thought it's probably best to do a video because I've had so many questions on different types of topics, but they all relate to the same thing. It's Star Or, it's the Valkyrie store. Questions like, do I have to do all the content for Star Or? Can I do a Best Buy store video, but you can technically buy everything for your progression title? Will I be able to get all the ore I need to do the Star Or deposit event quest? Do I have to do all the side quest fights and all the side quests? All those particular questions I've had. So let's kind of go over this in a video. Now this was sort of gone over with the side quest video I did a little while ago, which had like a tab on it. So if you're not familiar with the spreadsheet, a link is in the description to the updated version, which has tabs on the bottom saying total or spend, the new tab which is called buying everything and skip content, and then the rewards grand total. So that'll be in the link in the description down below. I did somewhat go over it, but I think I need to kind of go over it in more detail as to the full extent of Star Or that you will need to spend or can spend, and are there any kind of like bits of content you don't have to do in order to kind of take home stuff. So on a total or standpoint from doing all these particular bits of content here, so if you're Paragon, Cavalier, whatever, you can get up to 1,850,000, so 1.8 mil, and uncollected 875k. So it does give you a bit of an idea here on like the differences. But if you are, there are some differences between being uncollected Cavalier and also Thronebreaker / Paragon. There's kind of like those three titleages have been separated out, and that's what we're going to be focusing on this particular video. Let's get right into business with, can I buy everything in store? What can I buy in store? What's the furthest I can buy in the store? And also the total ore that you can expect this month. Then we're going to look into how that impacts things when it comes to the solo event. And then the next part will be, do I need to farm it all? And look at scenarios as to not doing everything, but still scooping up what you need. So let's begin with, can I buy everything in store? Yes, to a degree, at your particular progression level, and then the stuff below. So if you're Paragon, you can buy and Paragon Thronebreaker, then you can buy things that are Cavalier, Uncollected, Conqueror, and for everybody. So that's as said in this scenario here, that the difference is with Cavalier and Thronebreaker, you do not get access to the store's tier 3 alpha and tier 6 basic fragments. So those on screen right now. So you don't get access to that top row of stuff and the 6-star signature stone crystal. You don't get access to that. So that means that you don't have to worry too much about the extra 350,000 Star Or spend that you need to be doing. And this means that if you're Cavalier player, 1 mil 23,000, Thronebreaker 1.3 mil 73,700. Yeah, God, lots of numbers. And uncollected 523,700. So you can see right there on that one. And Star Or collection, you can actually earn more Star Or than you actually need, which is great because then we can look at the scenarios in a minute. But this is all very important because it's all well and good like getting ore, and that's fantastic. It's just the problem is the event requires you to spend the ore. So in the Star Or deposit store or Star Or deposit solo event, you can get upwards of spend of 1 mil, but if you are a Cavalier player, if you're Cavalier player, you get it. Thronebreaker, Paragon player, you get it. You get the 1 mil. But it's when you go down to things like here, it's uncollected. Uncollected will get access to a 5-star awakening gem, which could be helpful towards the end of the year, and especially if you're making a jump up to Cavalier. But you do miss out on the 3,000 6-star shards because there's only 523,000 based on my totals. I could be wrong with this, but I did try and spend a lot of time just going to break down. I think in the Star Or spend section, I kind of took all the other store elements, which is the ones on screen right now, and totaled them up to get my total. So I'm pretty certain on my sums this time. But in any case, like the total ore that you can get is extensive. Like it's really extensive what you can pick up from doing the objective, which is a very easy 200k. It's probably one of the most easiest. And then we've got like the other ones that kind of equate, if you're Paragon, Thronebreaker, and Cavalier, 1.8 mil, and if you're uncollected, 875,000. So there's a big deficit for uncollected players for kind of getting something remotely spicy, especially getting close to 600k, which would be nice for them. But yeah, like that, it is what it is with that, and you know, Kabam have done this in the way they have done it. So hopefully that answers a lot of questions that players had, especially when it refers to what are the best buys. There's no answer to like best buys in the store, because you can buy everything to your title. So if anybody's done like a best buys video, why they really don't need to as a content creator make that particular content, except maybe a video like this to kind of explain that you can literally buy anything, but you don't have to, based on the fact that if you're at a certain progression level, you can only get to a certain solo event kind of milestone, which is kind of like a bit disappointing. But I suppose on the further question is like, do I need to do all the side quests? And that's one of the key things as well. Like, rather than saying, I've done this in a way of saying full side quests, like doing all the fights, because you could actually go, rather than you having to go like all the fights up until like 3 fights and quit, it may be like better to say, okay, well, why don't you just do less amount of full fights? Then it's kind of like, it seems like less of a hassle to do multiple time entries to then quit out every time. So that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to look at some, do I need to farm all of the quest this month? So what I've done is I've set up 2 Cavalier scenarios, 2 Paragon and Thronebreaker scenarios, and 1 uncollected scenario, because look, at the end of the day, you might not want to do all 28 of the side quests in full. So let's have a look. Or you may not want to do event quests. That's down to a personal preference on it. So if you're Paragon, no, if you're Cavalier, we'll start with Cavalier. If you're Cavalier, then if you want to do Cavalier difficulty this month, 100% it, you get 225,500. Do 9 side quests in full for 385,000, and you scoop the 1 mil and 35,000 you need to cover your spend in the store. Great, thumbs up. And then if you are a Cavalier player and want to go, well, I like the side quest, but I don't want to do Cavalier difficulty this month, that's fine. Do 14 side quests in full, and just uncollected Master Heroic and the login calendars and objectives, and you scoop yourself 1 mil and 25,000, which gets you just over the amount that you need to get what you need. That's great. Paragon, don't want to do any of the event quests? Fine. Do 28 side quests in full, and you've got more than enough than you need to. Maybe even a lot less than that. Maybe, actually, that's based on that particular info. Maybe in case you only need to do, I don't know, 20, 24, maybe. Like, again, it's up to you. It's your life, your game. But as well, if you want to do less side quests, sorted. Just only do 17 as a Paragon and Thronebreaker player. You get 1.37 mil. Excellent. You've scooped up exactly what you need, and you've done less than 10 than you require. Oh, so more than that, actually 11. Like 11 less than what you require. So, hey, again, down to choice. If you're an uncollected player, 7 side quests. That's it. And you've got enough. In theory. But I think the problem with me is I'm too much of a traditionalist with this thing. My top tip with that would be, it's up to you whether or not you want to follow it. But I would say do the event quests first to what you require. Smash that out, right? And then look to do the objectives if you haven't done any objectives yet. And then once you've done those, you've done the events, you've done the objectives, and maybe you've done some side quests, is then go and buy things. Don't wait until the end. Don't kind of grind loads of stuff and then wait. Buy as you go. That's one thing I've been trying to do as much as possible. Like with as I go, is to buy things. So like one thing was to buy the tier 6 basic, tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments. And buy the most expensive things. And then go down the list. Because then that's kind of like because you by the end of it, you might go, oh, I'm a bit bored with this now. And you may have even already achieved the milestone for the star deposit. So buy the most expensive things first, and then see where you are. Keep buying those most expensive things and going, okay, well, I've done all this stuff now. Do I actually need to do any more side quests? Because one of the key things about the side quests is, from what I gather, they don't actually give you back anything in your grind. So you kind of look at it going, right, anything extra than star ore, I should be more clearer there. So it's like going, okay, great, I don't know if I need any more star ore. Then I'm like, do I need to grind any more star ore in this anymore? And it could be a chance that Kabam may kind of say, oh, well, we'll turn this into gold, but there's no clarification on that. There's no info on that one. So this is going to be down to you and your choice. So as I said, buy the most expensive things first. Yes, follow the guide as much as possible if you want, but at the same time, buy the most expensive things first. Get the star ore deposit milestone. then think about either grabbing more or for lesser things, because you honestly have to make that decision to yourself and go, I've got the start, or I've done the start deposit, I've bought a lot of the spicier things, I've gone down the list on the things to buy, and I'm now at a position where saying, right, I've got the God Bomb crystal shards that I can get. Do I really want tier 2 basic catalyst? Do I really want tier 1 alpha catalyst? Do I really want 3-star shards? Those may be questions that you need to ask of yourself when you kind of get to this lower level, and you might go, oh, I think I'm done with the side quest now, I've got all the stuff that I need to. In any case, hopefully that answers a lot of questions that I have had about this particular quest. And I think this is going to be one of the last videos about the month of July. It's been a very kind of like long week of stuff. I might put a community tab post up to say, is there any more side quest related videos to make, or is there any more, not or as in this thing, but or as in, yeah, that was a joke then. It's not a good one. I'll just see if anybody wants any more kind of guides on things, but I think we're kind of coming to the end of stuff. But in any case, thank you very much for watching this video. There should be a live stream later on today. Maybe it'll be on this main YouTube channel. I'm not quite sure, but Fall Guys on the second channel. Fall Guys video on the second channel coming up, and a Fall Guys stream tonight. Especially because I'm coming off the back of my back-to-back wins and feeling quite confident and cool myself. Check out some other content located on screen right now. And cheers everybody for the support. See you all soon. Much love and goodbye.